Shalom to all. Shalom, family. I felt it was best to do a video update because the video would reach more subscribers. The community updates are not reaching enough subscribers. Also, not too many subscribers are aware of the community section on Open Diaries channel. To the subscribers that are not aware of the community section or do not know how to navigate to the community section, on Open Diaries channel page, there are several tabs. There is the home, video, playlist, community, channel, and about tab. Next to the playlist tab is the community tab. The community tab is where I update subscribers about this channel, global news, Sabbath messages, and various topics. Anything I need to bring to your attention that is not in a video format, I will post on the community tab. Please get familiar with the community section on this channel. Also, make sure your notifications are set to receive all notifications. If your notifications are not set to receive all, when I post to the community and publish new content, you will not receive notification. YouTube already restricts this channel's visibility. Not turning on your notification would make it impossible to receive updates. So please turn your notification on and select to receive all notifications. I would like to thank everyone who prayed and continue to uplift my family and me in continuous prayers. Thank you. The subscribers who checked on me via Instagram, email, even through Wisdom Tea's website. Thank you. My family and I is taking the passing of my brother one day at a time. His passing is difficult for the entire family, especially my parents. My brother and I were close. Therefore, this wound cuts deep. The Most High has been amazing in helping my family, my sisters, and me through this transition. I will not go into detail about his passing. I would like to keep it private. However, I will say the coronavirus had nothing to do with my brother's passing. I will continue to fulfill my calling with Open Diary. Just know that if you do not see a video from me or updates on the channel, know that I will be back and I would never walk away from the mission the Most High gave me. This channel will be here for as long as the Most High wants it to be here. With that being said, I would like to inform the subscribers of the official return of Open Diary. The weekly Sabbath messages will resume Saturday, July 18th at 10 a.m. I look forward to seeing everyone. We will continue right where we left off. I am moving forward, and let us continue in what we started together. Again, I would like to thank you all for your prayers, encouraging words of wisdom, and your understanding. In addition, giving me the opportunity to get myself together to better serve you. I am not going to make this long. Saturday, July 18th at 10 a.m. Open Diary resume. Okay, family, I will end it here. Shalom.
Another hinderer of our people, another liar, another deceiver, and this time is Vocab Malone. That's what he liked to call himself, aka Mr. CIA Word Wizard, because somebody got to be paying his ass to do this shit. Erase them as a people is his agenda. They can't stand that you came together and did anything possible, and these Christian apologetics is trying to get you back in the church worshiping a false idol god, aka a Gentile. And so, a little bit about this dude that I know of, that I've been watching. I ain't watched him too long. I don't need to. He going to hell. And when you die, God is going to punish you with the most severest penalty for fucking with his people. 1 Peter 2:12, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, Hebrews, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers. So his thing is that we are not the real Hebrew Israelites spoken of in the Bible, in the scriptures. We are liars and identity thieves who latched ourselves onto, as they say, identity. We needy people and we latched ourselves onto an identity, but it's not us. But you can't run that bullshit to me, because I already know y'all liars and y'all deceivers, and y'all changed our book. The book itself says so. So let's get into it. Psalms 83, number 3. They have taken crafty counsel, who? Gentiles have, against thy people. You know, we know Gentiles and what they look like. Thy people must look different from them. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. So he ain't by himself. They working together as a team. They are the Confederates against you. They what? Confederates against you. So you're already exposed, because the book is exposing you. Because you definitely ain't for us, you liar. You know. Who are the only nation of people cut off from being a nation. The whole nation kidnapped from their country and cut off from being a nation. Those are the so-called African Americans. They are the only people that was cut off from being a nation. There is no other nation cut off. Nobody else fits the description but us. And that's what you're going to find out today. You and your people don't fit the description at all. And we totally fit the description. Ask yourself a question. Why would so-called intelligent white businessmen travel over 5,000 miles to kidnap a certain people? Right? For slavery, when they could enslave the Indians or other nations nearby. How come they just couldn't roam down a little bit, 100, 200 miles to go find some people, or the Indians was right there on the land, working the land? How come they can't use them? Why did they have to go 5,000 miles to get you? Because they knew they were getting God's chosen people, a certain people, and they knew this was prophesied in the book. And they know they got a time limit to do this. Let's keep going. The book was infiltrated and changed. The reason why Vocab Malone do so well against the so-called Hebrew Israelite camps is because they don't want to say the book is infiltrated by them. So the liars put their lies in there, and all they doing is speaking the lies that the liars have told. And the liars is calling them on the lies because the liars know it's a lie. Think about that. Take a while. The book was infiltrated. Hebrews 7:12. The priesthood was changed. When did God change the priesthood? God made an everlasting covenant with his people. Why would he change the priesthood then? He didn't. They did. They grafted themselves in, these Gentiles. There is made a necessity, a change also to the law. Who can change God's words when God said don't add and subtract from his words? How can they make a change to the law? Because they devils. So we know that the priest that changed to white now is not God's people. They are the synagogue of Satan, says the book. The book tells on them. It ain't. I'm not coming up with one word so far. The book is exposing you itself. And so no one can change the law. Malachi 3:6, God says, I never change. So why would he change the law and the priesthood? Why would he graft Gentiles into the fold? He did not. They did it themselves. Right? They infiltrated our book, and that's how they did it. Isaiah 24:5, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. Who? The same people who changed the ordinance and broken the everlasting covenant by adding a new God and a new covenant in a New Testament. It can't be a New Testament when God don't change. Then why are they calling it the New Testament? Because that name is false. Is that what Jesus called it? No. Did he say he come in and preach a new covenant in the New Testament? No. He could not. I'll prove that. But not now. Another topic. But watch this. We had an everlasting covenant, right? And we got everlasting salvation. We don't need a God of thunder. Ordinance definition, an authoritative order, a decree. So they want to change God's decrees and whitewash them, just like they want to whitewash you. Daniel 7:25. He will speak against the Most High and oppress his holy people, and those are the Gentiles, and try to change the set times and the laws. Now they change the times, and they change the laws, and they change the ordinance, and they also change the people into them. It's right there. The priesthood is being changed. How's it going to be changed? If they was black back then, if they're white now, they're telling you that they wasn't white. Right? The ordinance was changed. The covenant was changed. The law was changed. And what they changed in the law? The times and the laws. I mean, they changed the dates. And what else? They changed the people. Maccabees, 1 Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, where the heathen, the Gentile, had sought to paint the likeness of their image. So not only did they change the times and the laws, they changed the images and the people. It's right there. It ain't saying nothing else. You can't twist that to something else. It's straight up saying the heathen did it to replace our identity with theirs, so that we wouldn't know the time of our deliverance. So they said we was taken into slavery in 1619. We can't believe that, even though we use it and say, oh, we did 400 years. How do we know we did 400 years? How do anybody living today know we did 400 years in slavery and captivity? How do we know 1619 in August was the date? We don't know. And so we say so-called date. We don't know. We know that the time is close by the signs. And that's the only thing that we do know. So we can't trust the date. And we can't trust the time. We can't trust the law. But we can trust the signs of God. Right? Let's keep going. We got to know what to trust in the law. So why not attack the synagogue of Satan? Why not attack those white synagogue of Satan infiltrators? Why do you want to only come and attack black people? Vocab Malone. That's over there pretending to be the real Jews living on Mount Moriah, calling it the Wailing Wall when you really in Palestine, and literally does not fit the description of the people of God in no way, shape, or form. Those infiltrators, those frauds over there, just like you are. You a fraud. You a liar. You a deceiver. You a devil. Y'all don't fit the description, and you can't make yourself fit the description. But we fit that description 100-fold. Why aren't you calling them on they lying ass shit? Why ain't you attacking them with their fake selves? Why attacking oppressed people who actually fit the description 100%? Luke 21:24. To show that they don't fit the description and we do. They shall fall by the edge of the sword. That means be taken down by the white man's weapons. And shall be led away captive into all the nations. They don't fit the description over there. So they ain't God's chosen people. They wasn't led away captive into all the nations. They cannot be God's chosen people, and we can. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, which is the day the dead arise out of the ground. Anybody see the dead walking around? Anybody see your grandparents and forefathers walking around from the dead? No. So the time of the Gentiles ain't up. So why is they over there? How come the Gentiles ain't dogging those people out over there? Because they fake ass damn Jewish people. They not even Jews. They frauds. They ain't nothing but Gentiles pretending to be Jews. Just like the South Africans ain't nothing but Gentiles pretending to be South Africans, and the people from Australia ain't nothing but Gentiles pretending to be Australians, and the people from America ain't nothing but Gentiles pretending to be Americans. You are the frauds, and well do y'all know that. And then how dare you call God's chosen people frauds? You're going to get the severest penalty in hell. I guarantee you that. I'm not wishing nothing upon you. I know it's going to happen to you. Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So we know they changed the times and the dates and everything else and the law, right? Ain't this Deuteronomy, ain't this the law? So we know Egypt ain't the word. We know Israel is the word. Unless we were hiding in Egypt. Who'll get that? By way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there shall you be sold unto your enemies for bondsmen and bondswomen. And watch this. And no man shall buy you. I watch you, Vocab Malone, and you try to use different translations to fit your narrative. I watch you do that. You know. No man shall buy you, meaning that Gentiles are not men. They are what the name starts off with, Jinn. Keep going. God said to Abraham, know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, where they will be enslaved and oppressed for 400 years. Did any of those fake Jewish people, do they have any doctrines where they were enslaved for 400 years? We ain't talking about a little slap in the face in Germany. We're talking about enslaved for 400 years. But we do, huh? So you know we the people. We the ones who are smitten by the sword and oppressed by the Gentiles. We fit in that description 100%, Vocab Malone, and you know it. You dirty ass bastard. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send thee in hunger and thirst and nakedness on the bottom of that damn ship. Asshole, naked, thirsty, and hungry. For 7 days to 2 weeks, right? However long it took for that passage. And then we was humiliated and put on an oxygen block, asshole naked. We fit that description. Was any of them synagogues of Satan over there? Were they naked somewhere on the slave ship? I don't think so, unless they was doing it for their own pleasure. And won't of all things, and he shall put yokes of iron upon thy neck. You know damn well nobody else fits this description but black people. He know it 100% for a fact. They can't stand for you to even be God's chosen people. They don't want you to have shit, black people, or be shit. No, you guys started off as our slaves, and that's all you is. Y'all been trying to be free, and y'all are crooked people. They want to paint you as evildoers, said God. That's all he want to do, until they have destroyed you, and they want to kill you. Joel 3:7. Proving that we are the people and they ain't. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them. Who gonna raise us out the place? God himself. Did God raise any of that synagogue of Satan over there, them filth identity thieves? Did he raise them out of wherever they came from? No. The Gentiles helped them get over there, didn't they? The same Gentiles that was supposed to have them under the sword, right? You know they fake all the way around. Just like this Vocab Malone creep. You have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head. And he gonna get you. For messing with his people, Vocab Malone, God is going to destroy you. I ain't saying that as a damn threat. I'm saying that as a promise because that's what the scriptures say. That is a promise. You're gonna get destroyed in the worst way. Watch. He gonna get you worse than he get anybody else for directly fucking with his people. Jeremiah 23:3. Then I myself will gather the remnant of my flock from all the lands where they have been banished. We've been banished from Israel. The only nation, a whole nation banished is us. And you know that, you scum. And I will return them to their pastures, where they will be fruitful and multiply. I myself will do that, says God. So God is coming, right? And he will lift his people out of this place and rain brimstones on their heads, right? That's what he's saying. Ezekiel 38:8. And this is after we return back to our land. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword. That's us. The sword is the Gentile sword, right? And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have always been a waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Is the synagogue of Satan over there dwelling safety? Or are they worried about Iran? They worried about the holy city of Mecca. They were worried about all of the Arabs that surrounding them. Yeah, we know what's going on. Facts, you're not human. To be human is to be Hebrew, says the Bible. Deuteronomy 32:8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam. If he separated the sons of Adam, that means they ain't sons of Adam. You ain't human. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel who are human. And we're going to prove that these humans are black. No scriptures were ever given to Gentiles because they were doomed to the fire. Genesis 5:1. This is the book of the generations of Adam that was separated from the Gentiles in the day that God created man. So they ain't men. That's why no man will buy you in Deuteronomy. You'll be sold to your enemies. Your enemy is the devil. So it's telling you what they are and who you are. Romans 2:14. Indeed, Gentiles do not have God's divine law. Because what? It was only given to the generations of Adam. But y'all took our book and y'all infiltrated. Who is the heathens? It is Gentiles. And y'all infiltrated our book. Why? So we don't know the time, we don't know the date, and we don't know the hour of our return, our exodus, when God is going to lift us out. You want us to be blind, deaf, and dumb and in sin until then. And sorry, God then called us back. And he organized us worldwide, and y'all can't stand that organization. He assembled the black Hebrew Israelites worldwide, and you see the assembly, and you jealous of it, you turd. The book described the color of God's chosen people. Let's get into that vocab alone to show you that them people ain't us. And they couldn't possibly be us because they not even human. A human wouldn't dog out God's people like this. Songs of Solomon 1:5. I am black. That's what they can't stand. What the Songs of Solomon say? I'm black. And we know the book wasn't given to Gentiles. So the Gentiles ain't black. Oh, you daughters of Jerusalem. You know, Africa. You black in Jerusalem as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. What are the tents of Kedar? That's when a black man called Abraham slept with the black woman from Africa called Hagar and produced a very dark black child. And those descendants are dark people of Kedar. Solomon saying, I'm blacker than that. How in the hell did they leave black and come back white before the time? How in the hell are they over there and God didn't lift them out personally? They false. Because God said, I'm lifting them out personally. I'm coming back to receive my remnant. 1 Chronicles 1:29. These are their generations, the firstborn of Ishmael, Nebaioth, then Kedar, and Abedel, and Mibsam. And so watch this. Ishmael's kids are black, and they are Kedar. Who get that? So Abraham had black children. Two white people can't make no black. And you know that. Fake ass Malone. Song of Solomon 1:6. Look not upon me because I'm black, because the sun has looked upon me. The sun. Watch this. Job 30, 30. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with the heat, because the sun has looked upon me. My skin is black, says the prophets. Ain't no motherfucking way not one Hebrew Israelite can be white. Not one, unless you bred out some type of way. And they didn't breed out. What's the history of them breeding out from black and turning white? There is none, because they fake. They the synagogue of Satan. What it means, they the church of the devil. Lamentations 5:10. Our skin was black like an olive because of the terrible famine. Name me one famine that turned white people black. Lamentations 4:8. Now their appearance is blacker than coal. Talking about the sons of Zion. Start up at the top of the page. It's talking about the sons of Zion. Their appearance is blacker than coal. Lamentations. Their skin was black. Job. My skin is black. Solomon. I'm black. So you know you ain't fucking with the average motherfucker, huh? Revelations 1:15 talking about Jesus. His feet were like polished bronze refined in a furnace. What do you mean? His feet look like bronze burned in a furnace. Bronze is what? A dark brown, right? And if you put that in the furnace, it gets darker. The goats are the people with straight hair. The sheep are the people with woolly hair. And that's why the goats is to the left and the sheeps are to the right. It ain't talking about literal goats and sheep. It's talking about people with straight hair versus people with nappy hair. Daniel 7:9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down. The Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. That ain't how your hair is. That's how our hair is. Revelations 1:14. His head and his hairs were like white like wool. The key thing is wool. Sheep. Numbers 6:5. All the days of the vow of his separation there shall no razor come upon his head until the days be fulfilled in which he separated himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy and shall let the locks, which is dreadlocks, of his hair grow on his head. And so, as black people with woolly hair, these are God's people. And those black people were taken on slave ships and put into captivity for 400 years. And those black people had chains around their neck, ropes too. And those black people gonna be under the sword of the Gentile to the end of time, meaning oppressed by the Gentile and murdered by the Gentile and to the end of time. And then God is gonna lift them black people with woolly hair out. And so what does it say about you, Vocab Malone? You a lying ass sack of fucking shit. And you can take your fucking testimony and shove it up your ass. This is Rap the News.
Period. Okay, setting the record straight once and for all, and those would be my favorite videos. Okay, and for those white people, listen. I hate to break it to you. You have inherent lies. Okay, the thought of being in love with Jesus, some white man on a cross, is a fantasy. And you know the Most High got his the Most High had a purpose for all that though. You know. So, to be quite frank, I just want to get into how how unrighteousness was discovered, you know, and why is this so crucial for the daughters of Zion to come back to the Most High. And then Michael, Ariel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrote upon the earth. And they said one to another, the earth made without inhabited cries the voice of their crying up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men, make their suit, saying, bring our cause before the Most High. And they say to the Lord of the ages, Lords of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things in power over all things. Hast thou, and all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel had done, who had taught all unrighteousness on earth, and revealed eternal secrets which were preserved in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Zemjazah, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates, and they have gone to the daughters of men upon the earth, and have slept with the woman, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sins. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with blood and unrighteousness. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying and making their suit to the gates of heaven, and their lamentations have ascended and cannot cease, because of the lawless deeds which are wrote on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou doest suffer them, and thou doest not to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. Then said the Most High, the Holy and Great One, spake, and said, and sent Ariel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, go to Noah, and tell him, in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the whole earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all the generations of the world. And again, the Lord said to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is in dwell, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks. Wow. And cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment, he shall be cast into the fire, and heal the earth, which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and that all the children of men may not perish through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed, and have taught their sons, and the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. Shame on Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. And to Gabriel said the Lord, proceed against the bastards, and reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the watchers from amongst men. Cause them to go forth, send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other and battle for length of days. Shall they not have? Wow. And no request that they, their fathers, make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers, unto their behalf. For they hope to live an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, go bind Semjazar and his associates, who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with them and all their uncleanness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of the earth, to the day of their judgment and of their consummation. Consummation. To the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, wow, and to the torment in the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will from thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations, and destroy all the spirits of the reprobates and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in the truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they beget thousands of children. And all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness, and shall be planted with trees, and be full of blessing. And all desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it, and the vine which they plant thereon shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure of it shall bear 1,000, and each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. Now, that is a huge thing that folks just never ever get. And I wish that people will understand that the Most High had a plan. When the Most High said that He is going to destroy the earth, even in the book of Jubilees, and I'll go a step further, and every chance that I get, I will love to always play that. Because the book of Jubilees that they stolen from us, because we're not supposed to be reading, we're not supposed to be, you know. We're not supposed to be knowing all of this. So I'll go a step further. And, I always love to play this. Because this right here is definitely a description on how the Most High had a plan. For the Most High's sake, the Most High saves this remnant in such a way. And the chastising and everything. And when we begin to learn about this, we can definitely come out of these front store churches and begin to appreciate how precious life is and why we should be working on our salvation in fear and trembling, because the creator of heaven and earth, you know what I'm saying, is the author and the finisher of our expiration dates. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what white people are teaching. I don't care what anybody's teaching. Like I tell everybody, if you're not reading it yourself, yes, if you don't have proof and teaching the way teaching is, the way, and even if you are teaching, everybody should be like, on one accord, everybody should be like on one accord, just in spirit and in truth, everybody should be on one. These are things that people need to be dealing with alone with the spirit, with their own spirits, in spirit and in truth. See, when the Holy Spirit will come upon you, it will be a spirit that will make you possess this knowledge, and when you become possessive of learning and being in spirit and in truth, and just opening your eyes for your soul's sake, it's like, you're going to begin to step aside and feel some kind of type of way, because the illusion is so strong, the curse is so real. And I know you probably heard a lot of people, to come out this curse, but for some reason, because it's such a curse, as you can see, people don't get it. I mean, and this is not the only religion. At some point I will be even getting into the Mormons and breaking that down and identifying Bible prophecy and show you where they stole your book at and how you missed it and why you missed it, because these damn white people, they steal everything, okay? They made all these denominations of out of all this information that is so precious and vital. And now when you go and you try to, look it up, it's been so criticized and it's been so destroyed, That's why we always got to start from the beginning. And like I said, you in the Northern Kingdom. So when you find out you in the Northern Kingdom, you will know who you are, But the same sense, okay, there's some knowledge right here in the Jubilee that I think everybody missed this. And it's kind of like the beginning of Genesis. Simple, precise. You know what I'm saying? It's no different. It's more different, but you'll see what I'm talking about. It gets down to the nitty gritty. And how many people don't catch this because they already indoctrinated? Let's get it.
For 6 days. The Book of Jubilees, also known as the Book of Division. This is the account of the division of days of the law and of the testimony for the annual observance according to their weeks of years and their jubilees throughout all the years of the world, just as the Lord told it to Moses on Mount Sinai, when he went up to receive the tablets of the law and the commandments by the word of the Lord, as he said to him, "Come up to the top of the mountain." In the first year of the exodus of the children of Israel from Egypt, in the 3rd month, on the 16th day of that month, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Come up to me on the mountain, and I shall give you 2 stone tablets of the law and the commandment which I have written, so that you may teach them. And Moses went up to the mountain of the Lord, and the glory of the Lord dwelt upon Mount Sinai, and a cloud overshadowed it for 6 days. And he called up to Moses on the 7th day from the midst of the cloud, and the appearance of the glory of the Lord was like fire burning on top of the mountain. And Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. And the Lord revealed to him both what was in the beginning and what will occur in the future, on the account of the division of all the days of the law and the testimony. And he said, Set your mind on everything which I will tell you on this mountain, and write it in a book, so that their descendants might see that I have not abandoned them on account of all the evil which they have done to instigate transgression of the covenant which I am establishing between me and you today on Mount Sinai for their descendants. And thus it will be, when all of these things happen to them, that they will know that I have been more righteous than they in all their judgments and deeds, and they will know that I have truly been with them. And you, write for yourself all of these words which I shall cause you to know today, for I know their rebelliousness and their stubbornness before I caused them to enter the land which I swore to their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give your seed to a land flowing with milk and honey. And they will eat and be satisfied, and they will turn to strange gods, to those who cannot save them from any of their affliction. And this testimony will be heard as a testimony against them. For they will forget all of my commandments, everything which I shall command them, and they will walk after the Gentiles, and after the defilement and shame. And they shall serve their gods, and they will become a scandal for them, and an affliction, and a torment, and a snare. And many will be destroyed and seized, and will fall into the hand of the enemy, because they have forsaken my ordinances, and my commandments, and the feasts of my covenant, and my Sabbaths, and my sacred place, which I sanctified for myself among them, and my tabernacle and my sanctuary, which I sanctified for myself in the midst of the land, so that I might set up my name upon it, and dwell in there. And they will make for themselves high places and groves, and carved idols, and each of them will worship his own idol, so as to go astray. And they will sacrifice their children to the demons, and to every work of the error of their heart. And I shall send to them witnesses, so that I might witness to them, but they will not hear. And they will even kill the witnesses, and they will persecute those who search out the law, and they will neglect everything, and begin to do evil in my sight. And I shall hide my face from them, and I shall give them over to the power of the nations to be captive, and for plunder, and to be devoured. And I shall remove them from the midst of the land, and I shall scatter them among the nations. And they will forget all my laws, and all my commandments, and all my judgments. And they will err concerning new moons, Sabbaths, festivals, jubilees, and ordinances. And afterwards they will return to me from the nations with all their heart, and with all their soul, and with all their might. And I shall gather them from the midst of all the nations. And they will seek me, so that I might be found by them. When they seek me with all their heart, and with all their soul, I shall reveal to them an abundance of peace and righteousness. And with all my heart, and with all my soul, I shall transplant them as a righteous plant. And they shall be a blessing, and not a curse. And they will be the head and not the tail. And I shall build my sanctuary in their midst, and I shall dwell with them. And I shall be their God, and they shall be my people, truly and rightly. And I shall not forsake them, and I shall not be alienated from them, because I am the Lord their God. And Moses fell upon his face and prayed, and he said, O Lord my God, do not abandon your people and your inheritance to walk in the error of their heart, and do not deliver them into the hand of their enemy, the Gentiles, lest they rule over them and cause them to sin against you. O Lord, let your mercy be lifted up upon your people, and create for them an upright spirit, and do not let the spirit of Beliar rule over them, to accuse them before you, and to ensnare them from every path of righteousness, so that they might be destroyed from before your face. But they are your people, and your inheritance, whom you saved by your great might from the hand of the Egyptians. Create a pure heart and a holy spirit for them, and do not let them be ensnared by their sin henceforth and forever. And the Lord said to Moses, I know their contrariness and their thoughts and their stubbornness, and they will not obey until they acknowledge their sin and the sins of their fathers. But after this they will return to me in all uprightness, and with all of their heart and soul. And I shall cut off the foreskin of their heart, and the foreskins of their heart of their descendants. And I shall create for them a holy spirit, and I shall purify them, so that they will not turn away from following me from that day and forever. And their souls will cleave to me and to all my commandments. And they will do my commandments, and I shall be a father to them, and they will be sons to me. And they will all be called sons of the living God, and every angel and spirit will know and acknowledge that they are my sons, and I am their father, in uprightness and righteousness, and I shall love them. And you write down for yourself all the matters which I shall make known to you on this mountain, what was in the beginning and what will be at the end, what will happen in all the divisions of the days which are in the law and the testimony throughout their weeks of years, according to the jubilees forever, until I shall descend and dwell with them in all the ages of eternity. And he said to the angel of the presence, Write for Moses from the first creation until my sanctuary is built in their midst forever and ever. And the Lord will appear in the sight of all, and everyone will know that I am the God of Israel, and the Father of all the children of Jacob, and King upon Mount Zion forever and ever. And Zion and Jerusalem will be holy. And the angel of the presence, who went before the camp of Israel, took the tablets of the division of years, from the time of the creation of the law and the testimony, according to their weeks of years, according to the jubilees year by year, throughout the full number of jubilees, from the day of creation till the day of the new creation, when the heaven and earth and all their creatures shall be renewed according to the powers of heaven, and according to the whole nature of earth, until the sanctuary of the Lord is created in Jerusalem upon Mount Zion, and all the lights will be renewed for healing and peace and blessing for all of the elect of Israel, in order that it might be thus from that day and unto all the days of the earth. And the angel of the presence spoke to Moses by the word of the Lord, saying, Write the whole account of creation, that in 6 days the Lord God completed all his work, and all that he created. And he observed a Sabbath the 7th day, and he sanctified it for all ages, and he set it as a sign for all his works. For on the first day he created the heavens, which are above, and the earth, and the waters, and all of the spirits which minister before him, the angels of the presence, the angels of sanctification, and the angels of the spirit of fire, and the angels of the spirit of the winds, and the angel of the spirit of the clouds, and darkness, and snow, and hail, and frost, and the angels of resoundings, and thunders, and lightnings, and the angels of the spirits of cold and heat, winter and springtime, and harvest and summer, and all the spirits of his creatures which are in heaven and on earth. And he created the abysses and darkness, both evening and night, and light, both dawn and daylight, which he prepared in the knowledge of his heart. Then we saw his works, and we blessed him, and offered praise before him on account of all his works, because he made 7 great works on the first day. And on the second day he made the firmament in the midst of the water, and the waters were divided on that day. 1/2 of them went up above, and 1/2 of them went down beneath the firmament, which is in the middle of the surface of all the earth. And he made only this one work on the second day. On the third day he did as he said to the waters, Let them pass from the surface of the whole earth into one place, and let the dry land appear. And the waters did as he said, and they turned aside from upon the surface of the earth into one place outside of this firmament, and dry land appeared. And on that day he created for it all of the seas in which of their gathering places, and of all the rivers, and the gathering places of the waters on the mountains and in the earth, and of all the ponds, and of all the dew of the earth, and the seed which is sown, and everything which is eaten. And the trees will bear fruit, and other trees, and the garden of Eden, in the place of luxury, and everything. These 4 great species the Lord made on the third day. And on the fourth day he made the sun, and the moon, and the stars, and he set them in the firmament of heaven, so that they might give light upon the whole earth, and rule over the day and the night, and separate light and darkness. And the Lord set the sun as a great sign upon the earth for days, Sabbaths, months, feast days, years, Sabbaths of years, jubilees, and for all of the appointed times of the years. And it separates the light from the darkness, and so that everything which sprouts and grows upon the earth might surely prosper. These 3 kinds he made on the 4th day. And on the 5th day he created this great sea monsters in the midst of the depths of all the waters. For these were made by his hands, and for all as the first.
And I don't know if y'all know something worse than this, but there really is something extremely more worse than this. And the truth, it gets crazier. You know what I'm saying? So yes, digging for the truth can be crazy. And it is what it is. But we gotta start from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We can't just be led astray. We can't be letting these white people preach to us and all this crazy shit. Alright? So let's talk about Nimrod, because I want you guys to understand what's going on in the sky right now. There's a lot of things going on in the sky. So now I'm going to play this too, okay? This is the Kolbrin Bible. Basically talks about the destroyer. Okay? The Egyptians called it the destroyer. Okay? The Celts called it the frightener. Like the Sumerians. They also prophesied its imminent return. If the destroyer does return, would it end life as we know it? That depends on how it interacts with our sun. Consider this between now and the space agencies of Japan, America, Europe, etc., etc., will launch a new fleet of 5 new solar observatories into space. Curious, okay? So let's see. You know, let's see something here. Hold up.
Welcome to this special presentation by Marshall Masters, a former CNN science feature producer and the publisher of the Kolbrin Bible. You can learn more about this 3,600-year-old secular wisdom text at Kolbrin.com. That's KOLBRIN.com.
What makes the Kolbrin Bible so important to those of us living today is that it gives us invaluable information of past flybys of a massive object the ancient Egyptians called the destroyer or the doom shape. According to scholar Zecharia Sitchin, the Sumerians called it Nibiru, and the Celts and Druids called it the Frightener. Many other civilizations talk about this object, notably the Mayans and the Hopi. And regardless of what they call it, they all tell us the same thing. It's coming back. The question then becomes, is it coming back in our time? Well, keep these two things in mind. Right now, NASA is looking for objects in space at a pace never before seen. Particularly, they're looking for brown dwarfs, which are very difficult to spot. The ancients tell us this object comes in from the south, oddly enough, and normally this would really present a problem for us because there's not a lot of observatories in the southern hemisphere. However, in the first quarter of 2007, the SPT, the South Pole Telescope, will become operational at the South Pole. It's a 10-meter infrared telescope, which means it is the perfect instrument at the perfect time, at the perfect place to observe and detect any obscure object approaching from the south, such as a brown dwarf. And keep in mind, the ancient authors of the Kolbrin Bible specifically tell us that this object will be unlike anything else we've ever seen in the night sky. So assuming that the destroyer, or Nibiru, whatever the ancients called it, is coming up from the south, what does that mean for us today? Well, that largely depends how this object would interact with our sun, and that is causing concern, as our sun is more violent now than it has been in all of our recorded history. So consequently, Japan, United States, and the European Union will be launching a fleet of 5 solar observatories into space to monitor the sun in every way imaginable. We're talking about a level of solar research that is simply unprecedented. So with these thoughts in mind, let me tell you a little bit about how we came to find the Kolbrin Bible, why it offers clear corroboration for Zecharia Sitchin's translation of the Sumerian texts, and why I decided to publish it. path that eventually led me to the Colburn Bible really began back in the early 90s. I had a travel business specializing in small groups to Russia. And so every winter I would take the polar flight from San Francisco to Moscow on Aeroflot. And over the years of flying back and forth during the winter, I noticed how the North Pole was slowly breaking up. The first flight over, it looked beautiful, unblemished, and white. And then in 1998, the last flight that I made, it looked like a broken windshield. This made me curious as to what was really happening with global warming, and in 1999 I began looking into that with other researchers. And what we determined is what scientists are now saying, is that global warming is largely driven by solar activity. The question then was, what's causing the solar activity? Which, mind you, is also causing global warming on Mars. In fact, every body in our solar system with an atmosphere has been perturbed in one way or another. And this information is freely available from our government. Just Google it. So the next question became, let's assume there's an object coming into the system. Now that leads us to two questions. Is it a rogue, or is it a returning object in a captive orbit around our sun? Well, for those of you who
So I ended part one of this vlog at Bergsboden in Senja, Norway, and there are a couple of
and the civilization of Sumer is the first known human civilization. It existed between the Tigris and Euphrates River in what is now modern-day Iraq. And the Sumerians are very clear. They call this object Nibiru, and they tell us it comes by on a regular basis and creates catastrophes that do propel the evolutionary process on this planet. At this point, we looked at the work of Sitchin and his translations of the Sumerian texts, and the next step was to find what's called provenance. Is there someone else talking about the same thing around the same time? We found that provenance in the Colburn Bible, which was written during the time that Moses was leading the Jews through the Sinai after the Exodus, and the latter part of it was written in the days following the death of Jesus by Celtic priests in Britain. In this text we found direct provenance for Sitchin's translation of the Sumerian texts, namely that the Egyptians called it the Doom Shaper, the Destroyer, and that the Celts called it the Frightener. Like the Sumerian texts, the historical accounts in the Colburn Bible are incredibly prescient. In other words, they read just like a man-on-the-street interview you'd see on television. And, along with the Sumerians, the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Celts, the Hopi, the Mayans, and other ancient
Peasant out, Pluto.
Yeah, gotta give them truth on the canvas. Now we see him right through the madness. Deep break with the juice, it's a classic. Got the jealous filled up with the malice. They want justice, but the scales off balance. I hear the evil when they speaking, blood sucking leeches. Every time we preachin', we killing off legions. These are my Ephesians. Tell me what you answer. Turn to the Lord, or He never will advance us. I'm my comfort zone, I don't mind taking chances. Being what I gotta be, this life is a prophecy. They all cast stones till they pain is a mockery. The word is a sword going right through your arteries. Speaking truth, got the neighborhood watching me. But think twice if you ever try crossing me. Ordained in the belly, He have formed thee. Harm not thy elect. It's all about respect. We survived in the projects. Now they send drones to the complex. Sharpshooters on the roof with the high techs. Look around, it done turned into a war zone. Chemtrails steady tearing down the ozone. We just waiting for the day that we can go home. We just waiting for the day that we can go home. One way up, we don't let up. No, it's 6 million ways to the ground. Freemasons doing rituals, and no one's making one sound. IUIC marching through the streets again, and they looking like clowns, begging Babylon for equality. Now tell me how that really sounds. I stand alone, not a camp or a music producer. Keep a stone face, I ain't looking Medusa. Bring heat from the book straight to the medulla. They seen by men, go ahead and do some looting. Not impressed by the flex, not moved by the movement. The reign is over, Elder Nate is a Judas. Should've got Judah Mack on the track to be ruthless. Maybe round 2, straight murder acoustics. The rain is over, the rain is over.
Peasant out, Pluto.
One way up, we don't let up. No. 6 million ways to the ground. I diss the whole conscious community, and y'all ain't heard one sound. Yeah, we hold it down, we much bolder now. We stay set apart and we don't march in crowds. The Most High coming back to smite the proud. Yo, left, right, left, get on up, get on up, get on up, Fort Mars. It's one way up, we don't let up. No, it's 6 million ways to the ground. Freemasons doing they rituals, and no one's making one sound. IUIC out here marching again, and they looking like clowns. In Babylon begging for equality. Now tell me how that really sounds. The Most High God ain't no Democrat, Republican, or liberal. The Most High God ain't no politician or no president. So what y'all out there marching and begging and praying for? Equality in Babylon? You must be crazy. You know what? Maybe y'all some Freemasons too. Oh, 501c3 churches. Y'all gotta know better than that, man. Trying to be seen by men. Trying to impress people. Y'all out there looking crazy. Yeah. Send one of y'all rappers. Yeah.
Peasant out, Pluto.
You can watch all you want, but don't get too comfortable. Don't get too confident. When a coward muster up the courage, and it backfires. This here ain't no gimmick, no fraud, no fickle, the wave, authentic, yelling no limit. Read the word, I'm replenished. This is gutter, uplifted. The paradigm is shifted. Can I get a witness? Can you feel it in your spirit? The foundation is shaking, it's coming off the hinges. Christ coming back for vengeance. Got a sword for your syringes. I'm at war with no surrender. It will be no more contenders, only cowards and fakes. They wanna see my ribs touching with no food on my plate, but I'm steady gaining weight. I love the look on their face. A man who hate a man for winning is a worthless disgrace. I'm living life in the fast lane. I'm pumping my brakes, cause time is the essence. Apply the pressure on many men. You out or you really in? Cause loyalty is the key, but suckers may disagree. That's why I stay sucker free. The game is obsolete. I'm working to be free. You working for luxury. I'm building a legacy. Blessings my bloodline. Gon' shoot when it's clutch time. Put nothing above mine. Warrior DNA. They left us with nothing, but still we create a way. You breed. raise the stakes, it's clear that we persevere. The battle is uphill, proficient with many skills. We don't need fortune tellers, we jump up and spin the wheel. Let it move like a movie reel, except it's real like Flash. I didn't take the deal, and I never will. You ain't real, you a house nigga. We be in the field, we tryna build. You be on the phone, and you tryna squill. Square is ill, but we stay alert, and we know the drill. Yeah, I see all you agents out there watching. Like my man Captain Cesariak said, cross the line. Just cross the line, that's all I'm saying. The Lord blessed us with might. And when we strike, you better keep your distance. I'm telling you, keep your distance. Watch me from a distance. Admire us, hate us, despise us, and we still rise. Yeah, got my phone tapped, neighborhood watch, gang stalking, organized mobbing, but I ain't got no fear. No fear. With everything we seen, how do we stop from being cold-hearted? It's an anomaly how we can smile and stay compassionate, empathetic, with all that you put us through. Y'all done took it way too damn far. Cold as ice. Ecclesiastes 3:8. A time to love, a time to hate. This is all our war, who determines your fate? This a promise made in blood, he's coming back for the jakes. All knees shall bow, behold the glorious saints. You can run, but you can't hide. Snatch you out them caves, let us shine. Father, all of our days, give us power and might. Don't let us fall at the waist. The vision is clear, we never moving in haste. While they waiting for peace, we know you bringing a sword. Through divine separation, the kings are elevated. The lines are being drawn, the book of Lamentations. The game is getting flagrant. They tried to make us cold as ice, but Lord, we see your sacrifice. They tried to make us cold as ice. Our enemies defile everything that was sacred. Now it's a makeshift, jumping out of the matrix. I'm yelling, give them pain, according to their deeds. My city never sleeps, my people under siege. I'm enemy of the state, my life on triple beams. I built my regime from the bottom, make no dream. You taught my hands to war and my fingers to fight. That's Psalms 144, have them seeing lights. Every move calculated, I ain't never rolling dice. They seem real conscious, but they never pay the price. They pushing fear for $1 and them clowns ain't thinking twice. Every time I drop a record, you know that joint about to strike. They tried to make us cold as ice, but Lord, we know your sacrifice. They tried to make us cold as ice, but Lord, we know your sacrifice. It's inflation nation, but they cold as ice. Mind working overtime, morning, noon, and night. Satan trying to stop us, but you know we taking flight. We see the imposition, but our hearts ain't growing faint. It's written on my face, I'm just a lion in the cage, going for the neck, jugular and veins. We still empathetic and these devils going insane. They go against the word, so they go against the grain. They persecute the righteous for eternity and shame. A sense of urgency in these hyperboles, just peep the game. A word degree is third degree, open burns of flame. We the kings, cut the head of Hercules and charge it to the game. Now that's cold as ice, cause now they getting sacrificed.
Zai, what you cooking? STG.
It's Bubba Uno, so you know it's lit.
Listen, I've been feeling one with the seasons. The earth born, seeing time through a sequence. They said breathe, you jumping off the deep end. I'm cold now with the sword, give me a reason. We speaking blatant to the lost generation. We got necks and we don't want your reparations. Your whole system falling, but we finding liberation. If I die before I wake, make sure I'm resurrected like a vulture. Swoop down, eat these devils up for breakfast. Fire, hell, brimstone on all of these oppressors. They praying for a vaccine more nutty than professors. I'm repping with a death wish, my courage is infectious. Breathe, yeah, this the truth, but you claim I'm talking reckless. House of Dawid, lace me with this necklace. Rhema word, lace me with the freshness. We lions on the prowl, gotta keep it all ferocious. No more distractions, time to get it back in focus. Time to prepare, start protecting your fortress. Dog eat dog, but them lions finna feast. And Bodine swinging me, best believe I'm gonna swing. If bullets gonna fly, then my chopper gonna sing, sing, sing. No justice, no peace, and no American dream. Fight fire with fire, where my soldiers at? We rising to the top, don't let them hold you back.
You so-called black men better wake up. The only ones we got is us. Them pigs come through your community and wanna swing on you for no damn reason. You make sure you swing the hell back. They shoot at you, you make sure you shoot the hell back. When you see your brother get beat, don't pull out your cell phones. You run them motherfuckers off your block. Straight like that.
How to improve your dining room by the Home Depot. New wood floors, new paint on the walls. Sure, you know us for that. But how about a new dining room table, matching chairs, bar stools? How about free and flexible delivery with easy online returns? Now you can explore decor and a whole...
How about no motherfucking commercials? Damn, they always gotta mess something up, man. I hate them commercials. But yeah. So, what I'm pretty much doing here right now, you know, just giving folks a little insight of, you know, what folks, you know, wouldn't read on a regular day, you know. So, try to fill in some gaps and stuff like that. And you know, just pretty much try to warn folks, you know, because what's coming, no one can stop it. But knowledge is power, so I'm going to be playing some more of this music with some more information there real quick, so we can actually be diligent and vigilant. And you know, I think that we have reached a time in our lives that every little piece of information is going to be so valuable, because God forbid if they hit the grid, God forbid if everything went out and we went back to the caveman stone days, you know what I mean? I'm like, this has already been prophesied, you know. So, you know, just know that they doing the most, you know. They know what's coming your way, you know. You just don't, and it's sad, it's heartbreaking. This is what, you know, Blue Beam is all about. It's always been about you. Okay? Always. They always preyed on you, harvest your energy, you know, kept you docile, kept your hidden power from you, and now it's going to burst, and they can't handle it. So they call themselves not only making war with the saints, you know, but also coming against the Most High, the God of Israel. The God of Israel. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Father of the children of Israel. And of all. You know. And people don't, they think it's a game. Like what's going on in different entities, you know. It's very unsettled, you know. I want to talk about some things in the Northern Kingdom that I think that we are way overdue. because this Bible right here is so persuasive. Ooh, so be careful if you did come out of the sleep and slumber, excuse me. But you know, I like to read Jacob. Jacob is a wonderful story, you know. So go ahead and
The book of Jacob, the brother of Nephi.
hold up.
The words of his preaching unto his brethren. He confoundeth a man who seeketh to overthrow the doctrine of Christ. A few words concerning the history of the people of Nephi.
Chapter 1. Jacob and Joseph seek to persuade men to believe in Christ and keep his commandments.
Nephites. Wickedness prevails among the Nephites. About 544 through 421 BC.
For behold, it came to pass that 55 years had passed away from the time that Lehi left Jerusalem. Wherefore Nephi gave me, Jacob, a commandment concerning the small plates, upon which these things are engraven. And he gave me that I should write upon these plates a few of the things which I considered to be most precious, that I should not touch, save it were likely, concerning the history of this people, which are called the people of Nephi. For he said that the history of his people should be engraven upon his other plates, and that I should preserve these plates, and hand them down unto my seed from generation to generation. And if there were preaching which was sacred, or revelation which was great, or prophesying, that I should engraven the heads of them upon these plates, and touch upon them as much as it were possible, for Christ's sake, and for the sake of our people. For because of faith and great anxiety, it truly had been made manifest unto us, concerning our people, what things should happen unto them. And we also had many revelations, and the spirit of much prophecy. Wherefore we knew of Christ and his kingdom which should come. Wherefore we labored diligently among our people, that we might persuade them to come unto Christ, and partake of the goodness of God, that they might enter into his rest, lest by any means he should swear in his wrath that they should not enter in, as in the provocation in the days of temptation, while the children of Israel were in the wilderness. Wherefore we would to God that we could persuade all men not to rebel against God, to provoke him to anger, but that all men would believe in Christ, and view his death, and suffer his cross, and bear the shame of the world. Wherefore I, Jacob, take it upon me to fulfill the commandment of my brother Nephi. Now Nephi began to be old, and he saw that he must soon die. Wherefore he anointed a man to be a king and a ruler over his people now, according to the reigns of the kings. The people having loved Nephi exceedingly, he having been a great protector for them, having wielded the sword of Laban in their defense, and having labored in all his days for their welfare. Wherefore the people were desirous to retain in remembrance his name, and whoso should reign in his stead were called by the people 2nd Nephi, 3rd Nephi, and so forth, according to the reigns of the kings. And thus they were called by the people, let them be of whatever name.
5. Jacob quotes Zenos relative to the allegory of the tame and wild olive trees. They are a likeness of Israel and the Gentiles. The scattering and gathering of Israel are prefigured. Allusions are made to the Nephites and Lamanites and all the house of Israel. The Gentiles will be grafted into Israel. Eventually the vineyard will be burned. About 544 through 421 BC.
Behold, my brethren, do ye not remember to have read the words of the prophet Zenos, which he spake unto the house of Israel, saying, Hearken, O ye house of Israel, and hear the words of me, a prophet of the Lord. For behold, thus saith the Lord, I will liken thee, O house of Israel, like unto a tame olive tree, which a man took and nourished in his vineyard, and it grew and waxed old, and began to decay. And it came to pass that the master of the vineyard went forth, and he saw that his olive tree began to decay. And he said, I will prune it, and dig about it, and nourish it, that perhaps it may shoot forth young and tender branches, and it perish not. And it came to pass that he pruned it, and digged about it, and nourished it according to his word. And it came to pass that after many days it began to put forth somewhat a little young and tender branches. But behold, the main top thereof began to perish. And it came to pass that the master of the vineyard saw it. And he said unto his servant, It grieveth me that I should lose this tree. Wherefore go and pluck the branches from a wild olive tree, and bring them hither unto me. And we will pluck off those main branches which are beginning to wither away, and we will cast them into the fire, that they may be burned. And behold, saith the Lord of the vineyard, I take away many of these young and tender branches, and I will graft them whithersoever I will. And it mattereth not, that if it so be that the root of this tree will perish, I may preserve the fruit thereof unto myself. Wherefore I will take these young and tender branches, and I will graft them whithersoever I will. Take thou the branches of the wild olive tree, and graft them in the stead thereof.
Chapter 7. Sharon denies Christ, contends with Jacob, demands a sign, and is smitten of God. All of the prophets have spoken of Christ and his atonement. The Nephites lived out their days as wanderers, born in tribulation, and hated by the Lamanites. About 544 through 421 BC.
And now it came to pass after some years had passed away, there came a man among the people of Nephi, whose name was Sharon. And it came to pass that he began to preach among the people, and to declare unto them that there should be no Christ. And he preached many things which were flattering unto the people. And this he did that he might overthrow the doctrine of Christ. And he labored diligently that he might lead away the hearts of the people, insomuch that he did lead away many hearts. And he, knowing that I, Jacob, had faith in Christ who should come, he sought much opportunity that he might come unto me. And he was learned, that he had a perfect knowledge of the language of the people. Wherefore he could use much flattery, and much power of speech, according to the power of the devil. And he had hoped to shake me from the faith, notwithstanding the many revelations, and the many things which I had seen concerning these things. For I truly had seen angels, and they had ministered unto me. And also I had heard the voice of the Lord speaking unto me in very word, from time to time. Wherefore I could not be shaken. And it came to pass that he came unto me, and on this wise did he speak unto me, saying, Brother Jacob, I have sought much opportunity that I might speak unto you. For I have heard, and also know that thou goest about much, preaching that which ye call the gospel, or the doctrine of Christ. And ye have led away much of this people, that they pervert the right way of God, and keep not the law of Moses, which is the right way, and convert the law of Moses in the book of Mosiah.
Chapter 1. King Benjamin teaches his sons the language and prophecies of their fathers. Their religion and civilization have been preserved because of the records kept on the various plates. Mosiah is chosen as king and is given custody of the records and other things. About 130 through 124 BC.
And now there was no more contention in all the land of Zarahemla, among all the people who belonged to King Benjamin. So that King Benjamin had continual peace all the remainder of his days. And it came to pass that he had 3 sons, and he called their names Mosiah, and Helorum, and Helaman. And he caused that they should be taught in all the language of his fathers, that thereby they might become men of understanding, and that they might know concerning the prophecies which had been spoken by the mouths of their fathers, which were delivered them by the hand of the Lord. And he also taught them concerning the records which were engraven on the plates of brass, saying, My sons, I would that ye should remember that were it not for these plates, which contain these records and these commandments, we must have suffered in ignorance, even at this present time, not knowing the mysteries of God. For it were not possible that our father Lehi could have remembered all these things, to have taught them to his children, except it were for the help of these plates. For he, having been taught in the language of the Egyptians, therefore he could read these engravings, and teach them to his children, that thereby they could teach them to their children, and so fulfilling the commandments of God, even down to this present time. I say unto you, my sons, were it not for these things, which have been kept and preserved by the hand of God, that we might read and understand of his mysteries, and have his commandments always before our eyes, that even our fathers would have dwindled in unbelief, and we should have been like unto our brethren, the Lamanites, who know nothing concerning these things, or even do not believe them when they are taught them, because of the traditions of their fathers, which are not correct. O my sons, I would that ye should remember that these sayings are true, and also that these records are true. And behold also the plates of Nephi, which contain the records and the sayings of our fathers, from the time they left Jerusalem until now. And they are true. And we can know of their surety, because we have them before our eyes. And now, my sons, I would that ye should remember to search them diligently, that ye may profit thereby. And I would that ye should keep the commandments of God, that ye may prosper in the land, according to the promises which the Lord made unto our fathers. And many more things did King Benjamin teach his sons, which are not written in this book. And it came to pass that after King Benjamin had made an end of teaching his sons, that he waxed old, and he saw that he must very soon go the way of all the earth. Therefore he thought it expedient that he should confer the kingdom upon one of his sons. Therefore he had Mosiah brought before him. And these are the words which he spake unto him, saying, My son, I would that ye should make a proclamation throughout all this land, among all this people, or the people of Zarahemla, and the people of Mosiah who dwell in the land, that thereby they may be gathered together. For on the morrow I shall proclaim unto this my people out of mine own mouth, that thou art king and a ruler over this people, whom the Lord our God hath given us. And moreover, I shall give this people a name, that thereby they may be distinguished above all the people which the Lord God hath brought out of the land of Jerusalem. And this I do, because they have been a diligent people in keeping the commandments of the Lord. And I give unto them a name that never shall be blotted out.
Chapter 28. The sons of Mosiah go to preach to the Lamanites. Using the 2 seer stones, Mosiah translates the Jaredite plates. About 92 BC.
Now it came to pass that after the sons of Mosiah had done all these things, they took a small number with them, and returned to their father, the king, and desired of him that he would grant unto them that they might, with these whom they had selected, go up to the land of Nephi, that they might preach the things which they had heard, and that they might impart the word of God to their brethren, the Lamanites. that perhaps they might bring them to the knowledge of the Lord their God, and convince them of the iniquity of their fathers, and that perhaps they might cure them of their hatred towards the Nephites, that they might also be brought to rejoice in the Lord their God, that they might become friendly to one another, and that there should be no more contentions in all the land which the Lord their God had given them. Now they were desirous that salvation should be declared to every creature, for they could not bear that any human soul should perish. Yea, even the very thoughts that any soul should endure endless torment did cause them to quake and tremble. And thus did the Spirit of the Lord work upon them, for they were the very vilest of sinners. And the Lord saw fit in his infinite mercy to spare them. Nevertheless they suffered much anguish of soul because of their iniquities, suffering much and fearing that they should be cast off forever. And it came to pass that they did plead with their father many days that they might go up to the land of Nephi. And King Mosiah went and inquired of the Lord if he should let his sons go up among the Lamanites to preach the word. And the Lord
Chapter 13. Abinadi is protected by divine power. He teaches the 10 Commandments. Salvation does not come by the law of Moses alone. God himself will make an atonement and redeem his people. About 148 BC.
And now when the king had heard these words, he said unto his priests, Away with this fellow, and slay him. For what have we to do with him? For he is mad. And they stood forth and attempted to lay their hands on him. But he withstood them, and said unto them, Touch me not, for God shall smite you if ye lay your hands upon me. For I have not delivered the message which the Lord sent me to deliver. Neither have I told you that which ye requested that I should tell. Therefore God will not suffer that I shall be destroyed at this time. But I must fulfill the commandments wherewith God has commanded me. And because I have told you the truth, ye are angry with me. And again, because I have spoken the word of God, ye have judged me that I am mad. Now it came to pass, after Abinadi had spoken these words, that the people of King Noah durst not lay their hands on him, for the Spirit of the Lord was upon him, and his face shone with exceeding luster, even as Moses did while in the mount of Sinai, while speaking with the Lord. And he spake with power and authority from God, and he continued his words, saying, Ye see that ye have not power to slay me. Therefore I finish my message. Yea, and I perceive that it cuts you to your hearts, because I tell you the truth concerning your iniquities. Yea, and my words fill you with wonder and amazement, and with anger. But I finish my message, and then it matters not whither I go, if it so be that I am saved. But this much I tell you, what you do with me after this shall be as a type and a shadow of things which are to come. And now I read unto you the remainder of the commandments of God, for I perceive that they are not written in your hearts. I perceive that ye have studied and taught iniquity the most part of your lives. And now ye remember that I said unto you, Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of things which are in heaven above, or which are in the earth beneath, or which are in the water under the earth. And again, Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generations of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the 7th day, the Sabbath of the Lord thy God, thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all that in them is. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And it came to pass, that after Abinadi had made an end of these sayings, that he said unto them, Have ye taught this people that they should observe to do all these things, for to keep these commandments? I say unto you, Nay. For if ye had, the Lord would not have caused me to come forth and to prophesy evil concerning this people. And now ye have said that salvation cometh by the law of Moses. I say unto you that it is expedient that ye should keep the law of Moses as yet. But I say unto you that the time shall come when it shall no more be expedient to keep the law of Moses. And moreover I say unto you that salvation doth not come by the law alone. And were it not for the atonement, which God himself shall make for the sins and iniquities of his people, that they must unavoidably perish, notwithstanding the law of Moses. And now I say unto you, that it was expedient that there should be a law given to the children of Israel, yea, even a very strict law, for they were a stiff-necked people, quick to do iniquity, and slow to remember the Lord their God. Therefore there was a law given them, yea, a law of performances and of ordinances, a law which they were to observe strictly from day to day, to keep them in remembrance of God and their duty towards him. But behold, I say unto you, that all these things were types of things to come. And now, did they understand the law? I say unto you, Nay. They did not all understand the law, and this because of the hardness of their hearts. For they understood not that there could not any man be saved, except it were through the redemption of God. For behold, did not Moses prophesy unto them concerning the coming of the Messiah, and that God should redeem his people? Yea, and even all the prophets who have prophesied ever since the world began, have they not spoken more or less concerning these things? Have they not said that God himself should come down among the children of men, and take upon him the form of man, and go forth in mighty power upon the face of the earth? Yea, and have they not said also, that he should bring to pass the resurrection of the dead, and that he himself should be oppressed and afflicted?
Chapter 19. Gideon seeks to slay King Noah. The Lamanites invade the land. King Noah suffers death by fire. Limhi rules as a tributary monarch. About 145 through 121 BC.
And it came to pass that the army of the king returned, having searched in vain for the people of the Lord. And now behold, the forces of the king were small, having been reduced, and there began to be a division among the remainder of the people. And the lesser part began to breathe out threatenings against the king, and there began to be a great contention among them. And now there was a man among them whose name was Gideon, and he being a strong man and an enemy to the king, therefore he drew his sword and swore in his wrath that he would slay the king. And it came to pass that he fought with the king. And when the king saw that he was about to overpower him, he fled and ran, and
Chapter 18. Alma preaches in private. He sets forth the covenant of baptism and baptizes at the waters of Mormon. He organizes the Church of Christ and ordains priests. They support themselves and teach the people. Alma and his people flee from King Noah into the wilderness. About 147 through 145 BC.
And now it came to pass that Alma, who had fled from the servants of King Noah, repented of his sins and iniquities, and went about privately among the people, and began to teach the words of Abinadi, yea, concerning that which was to come, and also concerning the resurrection of the dead, and the redemption of the people, which was to be brought to pass through the power and suffering. The book of Jerem.
Chapter 1. The Nephites keep the law of Moses, look forward to the coming of Christ, and prosper in the land. Many prophets labor to keep the people in the way of truth. About 399 through 361 BC.
Now behold, I, Jerem, write a few words according to the commandment of my father Enos, that our genealogy may be kept. And as these plates are small, and as these things are written for the intent of the benefit of our brethren the Lamanites, wherefore it must needs be that I write a little. But I shall not write the things of my prophesying, nor of my revelations. For what could I write more than my fathers have written? Or have not they revealed the plan of salvation? I say unto you, yea, and this sufficeth me. Behold, it is expedient that much should be done among this people, because of the hardness of their hearts, and the deafness of their ears, and the blindness of their minds, and the stiffness of their necks. Nevertheless, God is exceedingly merciful unto them, and has not as yet swept them off from the face of the land. And there are many among us who have many revelations, for they are not all stiff-necked. And as many as are not stiff-necked and have faith, have communion with the Holy Spirit, which maketh manifest unto the children of men according to their faith. And now, behold, 200 years had passed away, and the people of Nephi had waxed strong in the land. They observed to keep the law of Moses, and the Sabbath day holy unto the Lord. And they profaned not, neither did they blaspheme. And the laws of the land were exceedingly strict. And they were scattered upon much of the face of the land, and the Lamanites also. And they were exceedingly more numerous than were they of the Nephites. And they loved murder, and would drink the blood of beasts. And it came to pass that they came many times against us, the Nephites, to battle. But our kings and our leaders were mighty men in the faith of the Lord. And they taught the people the ways of the Lord, wherefore we withstood the Lamanites, and swept them away out of our lands, and began to fortify our cities, or whatsoever place of our inheritance. And we multiplied exceedingly, and spread upon the face of the land, and became exceedingly rich in gold, and in silver, and in precious things, and in fine workmanship of wood, in buildings, and in machinery, and also in iron and copper, and brass and steel, making all manner of tools of every kind to till the ground, and weapons of war, yea, the sharp-pointed arrow, and the quiver, and the dart, and the javelin, and all preparations for war. And thus, being prepared to meet the Lamanites, they did not prosper against us. But the word of the Lord was verified, which he spake unto our fathers, saying that, Inasmuch as ye will keep my commandments, ye shall prosper in the land. And it came to pass that the prophets of the Lord did threaten the people of Nephi, according to the word of God, that if they did not keep the commandments, but should fall into transgression, they should be destroyed from off the face of the land. Wherefore the prophets and the priests and the teachers did labor diligently, exhorting with all long-suffering the people to diligence, teaching the law of Moses, and the intent for which it was given, persuading them to look forward unto the Messiah, and believe in him to come as though he already was. And after this manner did they teach them. And it came to pass that by so doing they kept them from being destroyed upon the face of the land. For they did prick their hearts with the word, continually stirring them up unto repentance. And it came to pass that 238 years had passed away, after the manner of wars and contentions
And I'm done. And that was just a great illustration on how the Mormons, you know, they hijacked the freaking Northern Kingdom book. And you know, they had to add their hunky ass shit to their shit. You know what I mean? Like the part true, you know when the word is speaking about the children, right? That's when you know it's the truth. You know, there's gonna be some things that, you know, it's gonna make a lot of sense, you know, in different angles, but you gotta be educated all over the place, man. Line upon line, precept upon precept. Isaiah 28 means you gotta be like getting everything, okay? Because there's so many lines. There's so many things that, you know, don't come by easy, you know. You gotta be like really striving for that knowledge, you know. Whether we know it or not, whether we care or not, you know. But that was just a great illustration on how they I wanted to show y'all, you know, how they hijacked that. You know, because the Mormons, that's what happened. The Southern Kingdom, that's the Northern Kingdom. What had happened here? You know, people always read the Southern Kingdom Bible, right? I call it the Book of Slave. The slave book. All slave books. Because that's what they and that's what they anticipated when they turned it into that. They colonized the Bible. They colonized the word. They transgress the laws. What transgress means to add, delete, demolish, erase, you know, a whole bunch of. And what it caused is, you know, fast forward us now, you know, and it just gets, you know, even crazier. As we could see, turmoil is in full effect, and it's sad because most of us, you know, what are we doing? I hope we doing what we got to do, you know what I'm saying, to keep our hearts pure. Don't be shy to be righteous. Do not be shy to be righteous. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's some everything that, you know, that ever happened, you know, it only fits a certain type of people, a peculiar people, a sort of the earth. Like no matter what, the whole world is not only a drunken cup, but the whole world, you know, got rich off of Israel. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And they still getting rich off of Israel. They raping that land like nobody's business. They rape the motherland. They rape all natural resources, okay, from all around the world, from everywhere, that belong to Israel. You know, even though they scattered, but the fact that, you know, they take their Jews, destabilize everything, got folks in captivity. And that's where this all boils down to that. You know, this, fast forward to that. I know many people are like, well, you know, history don't matter. No. History matters big time. Big time. And it's about that time we start calling it for what it is. Because if we continue to ignore what they're doing to us, it's just going to keep repeating. That's why it repeats all the time. The cycle is crazy. It's like, okay, new cycle. They so used to the reset button. But this last reset button, to tell you the truth, is really crucial than we think. It's horrifying. This next reset button is horrifying. And everything that's taking place right now, I'm telling you, we out here playing. Ain't nothing to be playing with, man. There's nothing. And I'm not saying live in fear. However, like I said, it is all right. You don't need to be shy to strive for righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Doing what's right. Because we are living in such a time and days like about now, the sins are so far up that everyone is ashamed. as they should, no matter what. There's something in the air that is shaming folks, including LGBT. You will begin to see. It's going to be something change in the air automatically. It's not in anyone's control. They can only get worse, or they can stop being what they are, because the demons will try to battle, you know. So get ready, because the demonic force is serious. And if we ain't rooted with the full armor on, when the full armor comes on, it goes like this. You already know the truth. Do not be deceived anymore. Stand firm in what you believe and always be ready to protect yourself. I don't care what nobody says. You know, we are human, and especially, you know, females. You know, especially like a time like now. Like, look at Karen decided to go and point the gun at somebody because I don't know what the hell she was thinking. But now Karens are playing these little type of games with us now. So beware of that. Guys, I'm sounding the alarm because they were already out there. Okay, now they out there doing the most with their guns. Acting paranoid, crying. Can you imagine having one of those bitches in front of you with a gun pointed, shaking, crying? What would you do if you had one of them bitches in front of your face doing that type of bullshit to you, man? The world we live in, excuse my French. See, it's okay to be in the know. And it's okay to be angry. As long as we don't do nothing stupid, it's okay to be angry. Okay? It's alright. It's our human right. It's a natural right by nature. You know, there's things that, you know, at the end of the day, no matter what they do to us, we should be able to have some consideration to come together and to know that we are being attacked in every way possible. So, for all of us, got some family members, let's try to love on them. Let's love each other. Let's know where we all at least, you know. Pride is your worst nightmare. Pride is your worst nightmare, because I've seen people treat people bad, and when that person died, they felt bad. You know what I mean? You don't have to go out like that if you're not acting like that already. You know what I'm saying? That's how serious this shit is. I done seen people, it'd be simple shit. You know what I'm saying? A phone call. Somebody will call you. You ignore them. They get shot in the head. And you could have had the last chance to talk to that person. And you know why I feel like that? Because I heard my cousin say that. She's like, yeah, you know, before your twin sister got shot in the head, she called me and I ain't pick up. Shit, it be little shit like that. You know what I mean? So anything I say, I speak from experience. And if we want emotions, let's talk some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Not talk about, oh, Jesus saved me from this and Jesus saved me from that. No, I've been through this. I've been through that. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is to suffer, long suffer. As we all been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? By now, we should have been so chastised really good. In order. Getting our shit together, having our shit together, keeping our shit together, standing firm together, you know what I'm saying, not playing, you know what I'm saying, always ready, one-on-one alert, you know what I'm saying, in our communities, especially, because these white folks, they got a tendency to just be running up on you, because they feel like they got it like that. And I hate every time I talk about stuff like this, something new happens. It's like they just don't stop. So at some point, you know, I guess this is This only two more things can happen. You know, folks can learn the hard way, or folks can just leave people alone. You know what I mean? Leave people alone. You know, you don't know what somebody been through. You don't know what that person is thinking. Why the fuck is you fucking with people? These Karens be doing the most. Why? White people, stop running up on us. If we run up on you, you want to be a whole fucking hysterical. Stop running up. Stop running up, man. Fall back. Fall the fuck back. And stop playing out this motherfucker. Because at some point, with the little game that they playing, you know what I'm saying? It's so bad that white people are going to wind up extremely killing white people. You're going to see the white on white crime. The curses are being reversed. That's how serious this shit is, y'all. I can't make this shit up. They're going to be killing each other all in the name of Trump. Look forward to that. And they say, I hate to say that, but it is what it is. You know? You're going to be like, going to vote. Your ass going to be like, you're going to be making history, man. Motherfucker, half of y'all motherfuckers going to be going viral, getting your ass beat. I'm seeing it already, man, because I already seen it. I seen it in a few videos. I already know. They're going to come out with their guns. Well, here come these Republicans with their big-ass shotguns and shit like that. You feel me? Coming with their big-ass shotguns. Asking black people why you got big... Why, hey, excuse me, black sir. I'm a white sir. Why you got a big old shotgun? You know, even though, you know, your Second Amendment, you know, what happened to the Second Amendment and the First? I'm telling you one thing. They got these children out here playing these little games with the gun control shit again. Be careful. Be real careful. And I'm telling you, if y'all go and vote, you are crazy. If you even think about voting. At this point, there's no reason to vote. They ain't nothing but two savages. You know what I'm saying? And they know damn well that their time is up. So to be out here playing with them is ludicrous. It's crazy. People are looking so crazy out here. There's a few people that I can actually click onto. And you will hear them talking about the left, the left, the left. I'm like, this shit is like 5 years old. I ain't saying them same ass fucking talking points. I swear. Let me get into this though. Damn. Let's see. I know shade. I always gotta see something, bro. Because this shit right here. This mofo right here, cray. What he said in front of Trump Tower, New York. Let's see.
Okay, everybody. I'm back. So now, what's going on? What's going on? Yep, you are first. You are first. So I'm back. So when I was live a minute ago, I was going through America's Voice, and I have to be a little timid. And it's really getting to me. But so right now I'm live on my own right now on the course. So now I get to have the conversations what a lot of people want to hear, what they want to have. So we're going around and talking to people. Hey, how's it going? Can I talk to you? No? Okay. I'm trying. Hello. Can you talk to me?
Huh?
Talk to me?
I'm sorry?
Talk to me.
About what?
About what's going on here. Tell me your opinion. What's going on?
I won't say anything because I don't know.
Why not? Why not? Right? This is the time to get your voice heard. Can I ask you, sir, why do you think they're wrong standing over there?
Like they get paid probably, you know.
They're probably getting paid?
They get paid. They work hard for like $200 probably. Because no one answer for any question. I'm here to celebrate what we did here, you know.
So you painted some of this?
Yeah.
So
I'm very happy.
Very
Black
happy.
power.
So What would you like to tell them if they would listen to you? What message would you give them if they could just listen to you and not talk and just listen to you?
We try to tell him like that guy, he don't care about us. Like let's fight. We're fighting for justice. No, we're not fighting for like the color and race and like we're fighting for justice. Like we need to have equal life.
Are you from New York?
I'm from Brooklyn.
You from Brooklyn? You've been here all your life?
10 years.
10 years? Where were you before here?
Oh, in North Africa.
North Africa?
Yeah.
Okay. So in North Africa and you came here and you helped paint this on the street here?
Yeah.
So
I'm American citizen.
You're American citizen?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Welcome. Welcome. So, you think President Trump is racist?
Big time.
Okay. How would you tell them? How could you get them to understand that President Trump is racist?
Just go see the movie when they see us. They show some video from him.
Which movie?
When they see us.
When they see us?
Yeah. You gotta see.
So when they
second
see us,
episode, you see the real face for him.
The real face for him.
When you say to execute kids.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying here. Yay. Okay, so can I ask you about your shirt? Why not? I mean, is there a reason why you don't want to talk to me? I guess my black life doesn't matter at this point then. Is that what you're saying? I'm just asking him a question. I want to ask him about his shirt. Is there a reason why you don't want to talk to me? You were recording me a minute ago. I mean, you were doing it just a minute ago. And so I'm just curious on what is your shirt supposed to mean? I'm what?
You're from the other side?
I'm
enjoy with them, man. Why you coming to us?
How am I on the other side? I'm over here. I'm standing over here. You told him I was from the other side? Did he just say? He just said yeah.
I didn't say that.
Come on.
I didn't say that. You need to stop that.
You just heard him too.
I didn't say that, man.
You just told him yeah, and he heard. I know you heard. It's okay.
He didn't say nothing.
We had civil conversation over there.
Yes, we did. Like all lives can't matter till Black Lives Matter.
Okay, let me ask you this: how come Black lives don't matter then?
What?
How come Black lives don't matter?
The system not treating it like Black lives don't matter. That's what the system is. I know, like, you might not, your fellow white people, or some of your fellow white peers do love black people, like the system in general, overall system.
Did you hear? Okay, so.
Okay, I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
What he did for the country for years. Show me what he did.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell me what he did.
You want me to tell you?
Tell me what he did.
Prison reform.
What?
You know what prison reform is?
Go ahead.
Do you know what it is?
For years, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, what he did. What he did, go ahead. What he did.
Calm down.
What he did?
Calm down.
What he did?
Calm down.
He grabbed the balls for the Saudian. That's what he did, your president.
Calm down, calm down.
He's the dog for fucking Russian system.
He what?
Are you a Trump supporter?
Am I Trump supporter? I'm a supporter of America.
No, you Trump supporter.
But America honestly is not treating them black people. That's why you should not celebrate like
Trump
4th of July. You gotta celebrate Juneteenth.
You didn't do
okay,
nothing.
So when that American flag, what does that American flag say to you?
Actually, it's another white supremacy flag.
Why is it the white supremacy flag?
Shame, we need to talk
because
about
honestly, because we were like, we were
everywhere.
For 400
You're killing people everywhere.
We were enslaved for 400 years.
Oh, what we did in Iraq? Nothing mistake we did in Iraq. What we did in mistake? Why we did? Why we don't attack? Why we attacking? Why we attacking Saudians?
Calm down.
No, answer for my question.
I can talk to you, but calm down. I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to talk, but don't yell at me.
What we did in Iraq?
I'm not yelling at him.
Be happy. We run country. Be happy.
Okay, please.
Be happy.
Please calm
we
down.
run country.
Please.
9/11 we stop like playing for only Saudian in space.
Okay, please.
You know why? Because they have money. We still like anyone have money with a dog for him.
Can I say something now? Do you want to hear what I have to say?
You don't know nothing, bro. We should call them out.
I know what your agenda is.
No.
I know what your agenda is. Do you want to hear my agenda? I know what your agenda is. You want to hear
it?
Okay,
answer.
Your agenda is you came here from
answer for me.
Well, wait a minute. Let me answer this question.
Answer for me. It's a land of immigrants.
That American flag
It's
that
the land of
flag
immigrant.
makes it possible for him.
The only one
for me.
People that can
for
say,
you.
"Get the fuck out of here."
See, now he don't want to
Native
hear it.
American. You need to go back to your land too.
This is the problem right here. We have a conversation, a civil conversation, and now he doesn't want to have a conversation because he don't want to have to hear what I have to say. Because I sit there and talk about it. That American flag.
Why you didn't answer?
You have to ask yourself why you don't want me to talk. See, that's the problem. He don't want me to talk because he don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear it. See, I know what his agenda is. You see it. You see what he doing. You see what he doing. He's not telling the truth. That American flag, who won the Civil War? The Republicans or the Democrats?
I'm not really sure. I don't really care for American history. I'm going to fuck about American history.
Who won the Civil War? The Republicans or the Democrats?
I'm not sure.
The Republicans won the Civil War, right?
Yes, okay. And then over the course of the...
There's no switch. I know that's where you're going to go. That is one of the biggest lies that have been told to black people. When did the switch happen? When did the switch happen?
Over the course of 100 years. They started switching their values.
Why would they switch?
Okay, let me ask you this.
Where's the switch at?
So the North's fighting the South, right?
The Democrats fighting the Republicans.
Okay, now clarify. Which side was which?
The Democrats wanted slavery. The Democrats killed black people. The Democrats today kill black people. Look at the abortion clinics. 70% of the black people that are killed in abortion clinics.
But they want depopulation.
Are you gonna let me talk? Are you gonna let me talk?
I'm telling the truth.
Are you gonna let me talk? 70% every day right now in America, 70% of the black community is killed in abortion. Okay? New York in the year 2011, they have more black babies aborted than born. Okay? Now, wait a minute, but to get back to my point, my point.
Let me just touch on that. There, we can say that organizations like Planned Parenthood target communities like that, which is unfortunate.
So you would agree they did that? I mean, Margaret Sanger, she was the one leading it. She loved Hitler. Okay, she one led the extermination of black people as much as possible, and a lot of black people and Democrats don't even know about it today. They don't even know about it today. But let me say this. Sure. I was explaining to him about the American flag. That American flag make it possible for you, him, and myself, for all of us to stand here. That is the flag.
I don't.
You know what? You don't want to hear it.
We're not the same.
That flag is the reason. That flag is the reason. He has a different agenda. He's from North Africa. He's from a Muslim country that has a different agenda. He's here to keep the. How did I know? How did I know? I knew. See, I called him out. I called him out on it. I called him out. I called you out on it.
You're fucking sick.
I know your agenda. You're here to divide this country as much as possible. I know it is. I know your agenda.
I pay my tax. I
know your agenda. I know your agenda. I called you out on it. I just called you out on it.
Work like me, motherfucker.
I just called you out on it.
Work like me.
He didn't want me to call him out on it.
All right, we gotta roll.
Oh my God!
But you know what? They didn't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. I was laying it out to him. He didn't want to hear it. They keep yelling. They keep yelling. They don't want to hear it. This trend is trying to say that the American flag represents racism.
We'll see you soon.
All right, take care. It's amazing. Thank you for your service.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you, sir.
All right. All right, everybody. We need to go get something to eat. Thank you so much. Hit that share button. It's going to be the shortest one ever, right? God bless.
He in New York with that stupid shit. They not trying to hear him. Get the fuck on. Crazy ass. Wow. Are you still out here with the same old ass talking points? Still doing the same old nasty ass shit. Period. You know what I'm saying? I'm so sick and tired of him. And he know it too. People like, oh, you're liberal. No, I'm not fucking liberal. I'm sick and tired of you. You're liberal. And you know what? I swear I can't make this shit up. Guess where he came from? Liberals. That's all he screamed all day. Left. You are the fucking left, bruh. That's your fucking testimony. Oh, when I was here and I came over to here, I realized the Democrats. You hate Democrats, but you love Republicans. I'm done. I'm so done. How is it that you love Republicans, but you hate Democrats? And the same motherfuckers that cheer you on is hashtag walkaways, just like your fucking dumb punk ass. Hashtag walk away from the toxicity that they left behind. You know? Come over here and lead your swear astray in the name of the European Jesus. Right? But anyway, this is what we dealing with, y'all. This is what we dealing with. But what can we do? What can we say? And they still over here playing with this motherfucker right here. Done spent everybody in their mama tax dollars. Robert Mueller breaks his silence and condemns Trump for commuting Roger Stone's sentencing. Did he pardon her? I see Roger Stone begging to be free. Did he get his intention? So he breaks free from what? You know? These pigs? What's this? Being forced COVID-19. What? Oh, hell no. So, something getting ready to hook off, y'all. Like, literally. Uh-oh. There they little fake ass arguments go. China's troubling vision for the future of public health. What's this? Biometric and digital providers launch health continental detection of visit pulse. What? Y'all, they doing the most, y'all. Yep, here they go. Wow. People really hate this stupid virus and the restrictions that come with it. But let me tell y'all something, y'all. They doing the most with that shit. Everything they got away with it the first time, are doing it again. You know what I'm saying? Lack of knowledge. I'm telling you, lack of knowledge. China's underwater. Let me see. Damn, y'all. Not for nothing. Look at the hidden treasures, y'all. Look at this.
And proactive of where and how I spend my money. And even though I've never been a budgeter per se, I know that current circumstances are affecting my spending too. Aside from splurging on the occasional pricey
Look at this fool. Can you imagine all that shit he's lifting up out of Africa right now? Can you imagine that shit? Mr. Tesla from Africa. Can you imagine? They set that one up real good. Look at these treasures, y'all. Oh no, wait, that's something totally different. That's from before. This right here. This right here. That's crazy. That's some deep stuff right there. That's underwater. Treasures underwater that drown in the flood. Look at that. They evil asses. That's deep. That is so deep. They preying on your asses, boy, and these damn, ooh, man. Mystery elephant killer. Elephant killer. Oh my goodness. All hospitals need to have a surge capacity. What is it, please? Because your city could be the next. Uh-oh, here we go. You know, these hospitals should be on strike right now. They should not be, you know, even killing all these people like this. But since the people are so lack of knowledge, they walk right into it. And I can't stress that enough. You know, I just really can't. I know that they mean business. They mean business and killing and murdering, and they don't care what they're gonna do, who's gonna stop them. They don't care. It is what it is. And you know they mean business when you see this devil wearing a mask. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video short. Come back a little later. I might just call it the night. Just want to give y'all friendly, reminders. What's this? This is something new. I don't know when. Ooh, what the hell? Damn. What the heck is going on here? Where is this? Whoa, it be little things like that. Did I not? Where's this? It's crazy. Earthquake. So China getting ready to have a big earthquake. Them buildings getting ready to fall. They about to have a natural falling down building all over the place. Damn, that's crazy. Everything getting ready to shake over there. Especially in China right now. Most High ain't even playing with China. Not even a little bit. Most High about to shut China down so good. Especially him and Putin acting all chummy. You know? But yeah. This is your girl, Tuckle Tiny. You already know. We out here. I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all. Hello. Just know. Like, share, subscribe. It's me, your girl. Talk Tiny. You already know. I'm tired. Have a good